Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Kay, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at my beauty purchases from July and August. I missed last month's video. No, that's a lie. I filmed it, I hated it. I was tired when I filmed it, it was all over the place and I scrapped it, and by the time I got around to refilming it, it was, well, the last week of August, so I figured I'd just wait until we got to the end of August before I filmed it. So anyway, I do have quite a lot of stuff. I've got a little bag of goodies all from Kaleidos Makeup, and then I have a fair amount of goodies in here as well. So I think we'll just dig into it, shall we? So the first things that I'm going to talk about are the things from Kaleidos. These technically were a June purchase. I ordered them in June. They did come in June, but it was after I'd already filmed the June purchases video. I wasn't going to refilm that video at that point, so I just thought, well, I'll wait until the end of July. Anyway, let's just get into what I got. So in June, Kaleidos Makeup, if you don't know, that's an indie brand based in the US or Canada, I think, but they make and ship all of their products from China. They are cruelty free, and the quality of the products, everything that I've always had from Kaleidos Makeup has always been spot on, so I've got no issues with buying from them. So when they launched their Escape, or the Make Your Escape collection, I was quite excited. So the star of the show was obviously the eyeshadow palette. I've got rid of all of the outer packaging, unfortunately, but as per usual, the outer packaging was stunning. The inner packaging is also quite impressive. This is the eyeshadow palette, and if you open it up you can see there's the eyeshadows, and then there's a mirror on the top here, and this is what we look like. And I love that they've got this little escape button on here. But yeah, the colours of this were just, yeah, definitely something I was interested in. As soon as I saw that this is what this collection was, I knew I wanted it. So as soon as it launched, she was mine. I was only going to buy originally just a few pieces from the collection. I wasn't going to get the entire collection, but when I put all the pieces in that I was interested in, it came to more than if I just bought the collection as a bundle. So I just went, you know what, if there's a couple of things in there that I'm not that interested in, I can probably pass them on. I might as well just get the bundle. So that's what I did. And I'm quite pleased that I did, actually, because there were a few surprises which I'll get to. But yeah, eyeshadow palette, I wasn't shocked. I really enjoyed using it. Colours are all amazing. I'm particularly keen on this orange shade. The two purples here are beautiful. For purples, they work really well. This periwinkle blue is just gorgeous. And these shimmer shades as well. These two greens look very similar, but there is a difference in them, in the fact that one has got blue sort of sparkles in it, and the other one's got sort of like a bronzy sort of hue to the sparkles. So depending on what you use, you can sort of pair it with one or the other to sort of make a cohesive look with them. I'm really enjoying this particular shade here. I'm just going to see if I can get in a little bit closer, you can see, so you can see what I've got on my eyes today, because this is what I'm wearing. So not amazing work, please, no criticisms. I am not a makeup artist, but I do like to have fun with makeup, and particularly colourful makeup. Might not look amazing to some people, I don't care. I enjoy it, that's what matters. But yeah, so today I've got on this one, which is called Tango. I've got these two shades on, which are Mardi Gras and Soiree. And then I've got a little bit of Space Oasis sort of swept over the inner part of my lid, just to give me a bit of shine. The only shade that I haven't really had much of a play with actually is this one here, this Bossa Nova shade. It's kind of like a khaki brown kind of colour. I just haven't been drawn to it, but it's the only one. I've literally used every other shade at some point since I've had this. So really glad I got this. Such a nice palette, really good quality. I'm quite excited for their new launch, which is coming out in just a couple of days as I'm filming this. So expect to see more Kaleidos come into my collection. That's all I'm going to say. The other things that were in this collection were some duo blushes. So these are the Lo-Fi duo blushes. We've got Lo-Fi Rose and Lo-Fi Peach. And when you open them up, oopsie, and when you open them up, this is what they look like on the inside. So far my favourite one has been the peach one. I have found recently that I have a bit of an affinity for peach blushes, so I am slightly biased towards that one. These are nice, and the quality of the blushes themselves are actually really nice. I've really enjoyed using them. Blushes is something that is new to Kaleidos, so it was quite exciting to be able to try those out. But my only issue with these is these actually. I enjoy the matte shade, and these are sort of shimmery, so you can just show you there, and they're nice, but I just don't find that I want to use them. If I use that, I'm finding that I don't want to use a highlighter, which in itself isn't an issue, but also in this collection were some highlighters, so I kind of feel like it defeats the purpose. I mean, that's obviously quite dark for a highlighter, but if I'm putting that on as a topper on my blusher, I'm not wearing highlighter. It's just too much shine and glitz going on my face. I can't be doing with it. So while I do like them and I do think they're very pretty, I wish they were just separate. I wish they were just like either the matte or the shimmer. Having them both together for me feels a little bit redundant. Reason for that is because I am really enjoying the highlighters. So if I'm using the highlighters, I'm definitely not using the shimmery part of those blushes. That's just how it is for me. Obviously everybody's different, everybody's makeup preferences are different, but for me that's just how this is working out. So they did release 3 new highlighters with this collection. Yes, I know there's 4 here, because they also re-released Ray Rider, which was part of their original highlighter range. They've reformulated this, so they've sort of re-released it as part of this collection, so it's not strictly new. I never actually got around to trying the original highlighters, but I did hear some really good things about them and I was very keen to give them a go. So again, there was a couple in here that I wanted to try. I really wanted to try the Mars Melter shade, and I was quite keen to try the Diamond Dasher. Reason for that is this one looked like it was going to be quite fun. This one looked like it was going to be quite sort of more like a normal highlighter, and I wanted to try one of each. But as it turns out, I'm actually not as fond of this one as I was hoping to be. So let's just go through a little bit about them. So these 2 are probably the most fun highlighters I've ever had to try. So you've got Mars Melter and Moon Cruiser. So Moon Cruiser looks like that in the pan, but has a blue shift to it, which I don't think you can see in the pan, but on my finger you might be able to. Maybe a little, maybe if I put a little bit on there, you can see a bit more. There you go. It's like a bluey violet sort of shade, and I just thought that looked quite interesting, but I didn't really think it was something that I would get a lot of use out of. Turns out I'm right. It is fun, and I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would on my face, but the glitter on this is quite, it drops, it sort of gets everywhere. I find I put it on here and by sort of an hour or so later it's sort of sitting anywhere else as well. So while I do like this and I do think it's fun to play with, I was right that it wasn't going to be something that I reached for a lot. I was just wrong about the reason why. And then this one, I was keen to try it. It looked like it was going to be fun. Again, I didn't think that it was going to be something that I would reach for an awful lot, but I actually like it a lot better than I thought I would. So this has sort of a pink shift to it, which I thought might look a bit weird. Oops, just try not to drop the box there, which I don't know if you can see that very well, but this is why I don't like to use the topper so much, because if I've got this on, I really don't need this, and vice versa, and I would rather have the lighter shade as a highlighter. So this has sort of won out a lot, and I have actually used this a few times now. I really enjoy it. I am wearing it today. I don't know if you can see in the light. But yeah, I've really enjoyed using this one. And glitter wise, it's a slightly different formula to the Moon Cruiser, so it doesn't have that glitter fallout. The glitter particles seem to be a lot finer, so it's not as bad. Really love this one. This has definitely become one of my favourite highlighters over the past couple of months, so happy I got that, happy I decided to give this one a shot. And then we get on to the other two. So this one, the Diamond Dasher, this was one that was released, this is a new one, and looks fairly normal in the pan. Let me just find a cleanish finger. And that's what it looks like. So you can see it's just a fairly standard shade of highlighter, and I thought I would probably get more use out of this one, so I wanted one that was fun and one that was going to be sort of more like a natural highlight, if you like. And actually, I don't really get on with it. It's got the same formula as the Moon Cruiser, so the sparkling, it just goes everywhere. I mean, it is pretty, it is a really pretty shimmer, but on my face that glitter just drops everywhere, and I just don't like it. So this won't be one that I reach for a lot, unfortunately. And then this one, the re-released Ray Rider, looks like that. And again, try and find a cleanish finger. That's what that looks like. Let's pop that one on there, and and you can see that's also quite shimmery, also more of a natural highlighter. And again, this was one that I wasn't going to bother with. I was just going to try the new one with a fun one, and that was going to be it. Decided to get the bundle because it was cheaper. Really glad I did, because this one is beautiful. This has got a similar formula to the Mars Melter one, so it doesn't have glitter that drops everywhere. So between this one and this one, I am in love, and I am definitely keen to try out some more of the original shades. Maybe when the new collection comes out, I might pop one of them in the basket as well. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the prices of everything are and what I actually decide to buy. So yeah, that's those. So yeah, so highlighters were a bit hit and miss, but 50-50, considering I was only going to get two and one of them I would have ended up hating. It's definitely better than it could have been. So moving on, next there was an eye primer in the collection. This is the Tone Activator eye primer. Got to be honest, not a massive fan of this. The formula is a bit too thin for me. So let me just show you. So the colour of it I don't mind. It's similar to the Eden from Urban Decay, which is my sort of go-to favourite, but the texture of this is just really thin. It just shears out to virtually nothing, which again isn't a massive problem, but I just didn't feel like it was any better or worse than the Urban Decay, and I just preferred the texture of it. So next, as part of the collection, there were a couple of sponges, and I appear to have cat hair on one of them, which is amazing. I think I dropped it on the floor earlier while I was using it, which is why it's a little bit dirty as well. So there was this little purple one and a green one, which has a really funky shape on. And I wasn't going to get these, I wasn't going to bother. I just thought, you know what, sponges, who needs extra sponges? I've got a ton already. I don't need these. I actually really like them. Well, I say them, the only one I've used is this one. I haven't actually used this one yet, but it does feel quite soft. This one's quite soft too. As I said, I've used it today. But this one, the shape of this is just really, really nice. It's sort of, you've got the flat part, and you've got this little edge here. Just really nice for getting under the eye area, and getting into any areas that are a bit difficult usually with a sponge. Really nice. The texture of them's really nice. I would actually consider getting some more of these. Definitely this one, if nothing else. I think they only sell them in a duo though. I'm not sure. Would have to look into that. But definitely this one I'm happy with. And then the last thing that was part of the collection was the Lucid Lip gloss. Now again, these aren't new to Kaleidos, they do have an original range. I just haven't got around to trying them yet, but this was part of the collection. I wasn't sure that I was going to like this, purely because, I don't know if you can see this, look how glittery that looks, and it looks very warm in the tube. This one is in the shade Hypnotised, by the way. And then let me just try and find a spot somewhere I can put it on. Yeah, so that's what that looks like. There we go, you can see a little bit of the shimmer now. There you go. See a little bit of the shimmer now. I actually really like this. I was really sort of intimidated by the amount of sparkle that was in this, but it's so pretty, really pretty. It's got a little bit of a blue sparkle in there as well, so when you're using the palette, it doesn't matter. Let me just see if I can hide the mirror. When you're using the palette, it doesn't matter if you use the warm shades or if you use the bluer, the more sort of bluey coloured shades. This gloss is going to go with it. Even with the sparkle, it's not going to sort of contrast too much. You know, I just think that was really clever and really well thought out. All in all, this whole collection was a win for me. I just think the whole thing was really well thought out. Everything just sort of goes together really nicely. So this is definitely a hit for me. I did, however, get something that wasn't part of the collection, and that was this lip tonic. So this is their, what do they call it? So this is their sort of liquid lipstick. It's not, it's a matte sort of look on the lips, but it doesn't dry like a matte, so it doesn't like suck the life out of your lips, and also means it doesn't stick on your lips forever. But I do find that this wears down really, really nicely. It's quite sheer as well, so it's not like a full-on opaque colour. It just gives your lips a little hint of colour, which I actually really, really enjoyed. This one was in the shade Immersion. This one just seemed to be more me than the other shades, and I just wanted to give it a try just to see what I felt about it. I really like it. I'm definitely interested in looking at the other shades now. So that was that. So yeah, Kaleidos purchases, definitely pleased I made those. And as I said, new collection coming out soon. Probably going to get some more. Then we move on to the other things I got, which are all in this little basket here. So another eyeshadow palette. I do not have enough eyes for the amount of eyeshadow palettes that I want and already have. It's a problem, but you know, I persevere. So this was the Pure collaboration with Raw Beauty Christie. Now, if you know anything at all about this launch, you'll know that it was a bit of a nightmare. I was heavily involved in that nightmare. 16 hours it took me to get hold of this palette. So yeah, not fun trying to get this palette. However, it is very nice. So we've got two sides to this palette. You've got a neutral side and also a little mirror here as well. My sort of the shades that I'm sort of drawn to on this side are this Moo Point and what's this one called? It Just Does. Quite intrigued by this one as well. That's Camelot. And then on the other side we've got another mirror and the colour side, which is definitely the side that I'm going to be playing with the most, I think. This one, Flavour Town, Am I Orange and Dandelion sort of call to me. I've used Garden State, really pretty, and Tribute I've used with Side Effect. Really nice. I was a bit worried. I've never tried any Pure eyeshadows before, and I'd seen some people, including Christie herself, say that the kick up on these could be quite bad. So you know, you have to worry a bit about fallout. Maybe do your face, maybe do your base makeup after you've done your eyes. I don't actually apply makeup that way. It's probably backwards. You're probably screaming at me right now. Again, it's just the way I like to do it. It's probably not going to change anytime soon. There we go. But actually I haven't really noticed any of that. I mean, I've noticed the kick up, but you know, a good tap of the brush, you can still get enough colour onto the eye without getting that fallout. So for me that's been okay actually. I've really enjoyed using this palette the few times that I have used it, but I probably haven't used this as much as I've used the Kaleidos. I've definitely been more drawn to the Kaleidos palette, but this is definitely something that I'm gonna play with a lot more over the next few months. I think the design of the palette is beautiful. I love all the little drawings. My only issue is that kind of material whereby everything sticks to it, and I've got glitter on my fingers and I've just smudged it all over there. Beautiful. But yeah, really nice. Happy I actually managed to get it. Sad for anyone that didn't manage to get their hands on it. I really do feel for you, and it's now not available. I'm not trying to rub salt in the wound, so we're just going to move on. So I picked up another OK sheet mask, and this is the watermelon sheet mask. This is a repurchase for me. I've used it before, I really liked it, so I bought another one. Ooh, we'll talk about these as well. So these two are things that I've talked about in previous videos. So I talked about the Fenty cream blushes and the Becca shimmering skin perfector in Own Your Light. This is the limited edition one. I also said in those videos that just because I hadn't bought them didn't mean that I wouldn't, and I did actually eventually go ahead and buy them. So we've got the cream blusher from Fenty, and this one is in the shade Petal Poppin'. I haven't used a lot of cream products, so I'm still sort of finding my way with things like this. I've used this a couple of times and it's nice, but it is very sheer, so I find that I'm having to sort of put more than I would feel comfortable with doing. Like, you know when you put too much on your brush and you put it on, you think, oh no, that's it, that's too much. I feel like I'm doing that, but then I'm not getting enough. And I feel like I'm going to get to a point where I've gone, not enough, not enough, not enough, not enough. Oh, no, there you go, too much now. So it does make me a bit nervous, but it also makes me feel like I should have bought a more adventurous shade. Because this is so sheer, I just feel like it's too safe. So I feel like if I'd have bought one of the more sort of fun shades, I would probably have been okay with it. So I might look into doing that at some point in the future, but I've also got a few other cream products that I'm still trying to sort of figure out, so I might wait a bit before I make that decision. But it's nice, but I just don't know if I like it as much as I hoped I would. So that's that. And then there was the Becca highlighter, and that is what this looks like. So it's a pinky goldy sort of shade. It said somewhere about it being peach. I guess it sort of is, but I wouldn't have said it was overly peach. So let me just show you what that looks like. So on the finger, that's actually looking quite goldy yellow on the camera, which is not what it looks like. Let's see if I can find a spot I can put this where you can see it a bit better. Oh, this light's just not set up amazing for it. You can see a bit of the pink in that, I think. Yeah, so I'm pleased I got it. I do think it looks really pretty. It does look quite nice on the skin. Unfortunately, I decided to get this around the same time as I received this, and this one kind of is winning. When it comes to choosing a sort of pink shift highlighter, this one is winning. So there's that. I will use it. I just made the mistake of buying lots of highlighters all in one go. It's a problem. Got a couple of things from Charlotte Tilbury. So I've got the Pillow Talk eyeliner, and that's what it looks like on the pencil, and then that's what it looks like on the skin. So it's just something a little bit different to black or brown, and that was kind of what I wanted. I've seen a few people really like this, so I thought I'd give it a go. It does go on really easily, you know, sort of a light swipe and there you go, there's your product, which I do like. This is also supposed to be long lasting. So far in my experience, I don't think that's the case. I'm finding that I'm putting it on and it's just not there within a few hours. So it's not really working out that way for me. Whether I'm just doing something wrong with it, I don't know. It also says it's blendable, so you do have to be a bit careful once you have initially applied it, because it could smudge. But in my waterline, it just doesn't seem to last. So I'm going to try not using it in the waterline and see how that goes, but I kind of wanted it for my waterline, so oh well, can't win them all. And then the other thing I got from Charlotte Tilbury was the shiny and therefore covered in fingerprints airbrush bronzer. And again, this was something else that I said I was thinking about buying but hadn't, but might, and I did. So I bought the medium shade because I'd heard that the light was very light. I'm kind of glad that I did get the medium shade. I think the light one would definitely have been too light, but I am finding that I'm sort of trying to figure out how much to put on with this. I feel like if I just put a little bit on, it's not enough, but it's really easy for me to get too much going on, so I am being a bit careful with it. The other thing with this is it's massive. I mean, I pulled the box out and it was pretty much the same size as my 3-year-old's head. There's so much product, so I don't think I'm going to get through this anytime soon, potentially ever. But you can't say I don't have any bronzer at the moment. I definitely do. But I did notice afterwards that this is advertised as a face and body bronzer, so I'm guessing that's why it's slightly bigger, but I'm not going to be using it for my body. Just putting that out there. This is definitely just going to be a face bronzer for me, so it's going to last me a while. The next thing I got was another Fenty product, and this was the what do they call this? What do they call it? So this is the Fly Pencil Long Wear Pencil Eyeliner. So it's kind of like a gel eyeliner. And this one is black. It's in the, I think there is a name for it. Yeah, so it's in the shade Cause I'm Black. So far, not overly impressed with this. It is a click up pencil, but unfortunately it doesn't click back down again, so you sort of twist it up, but once it's up, that's it. You have to sort of use it, otherwise it's going to get smushed. Don't like that because of the way it is at the end as well. I already have a thing whereby if I see anything coming towards my eyes, I want to blink. So having something this chunky right in my waterline, not comfortable. So it's currently a bit of an issue trying to use it the way that I want to use it. And longevity wise, I also don't think it's that great. This is another one that seems to just disappear on me after a while. I think maybe my eyes are just eating eyeliners. Is that a thing? Maybe that's just for me. But yeah, so not massively impressed with this at the moment, but I'm going to play around with it a bit more, give it a bit more time. I have only used it sort of a handful of times, so we'll see. And then Chantecaille had a birthday sale, so there was, I can't remember how much off, was it 20%? But they had Sylvie Chantecaille, the founder of Chantecaille. It was her birthday, and for that weekend they did a sale. So there was a reduction on products site-wide. There was no limits, it was just if you wanted it you could get it on sale. So I decided I was going to get a couple of the blushes. Very cute. I've seen them, I've wanted them, I just didn't want to pay that much money for them, so with a bit of a reduction I decided I would give it a go. I got the shade in Motion, which was the B, which I haven't used yet, so you can see it's still got the overspray on the B, and that is just an overspray, so once you've sort of swiped over it that goes away. That's sort of a pinky shade. And then I got the Smitten shade, which was the Elephant, which I have used. So the overspray, oops, turn it around. So the overspray on the Elephant has gone. That was a pink overspray. This is a peach shade. Again, I seem to have a bit of an affinity for peach blushes at the moment, so that's why I've gone for that one first. Really, really like it. It's definitely the blusher that I've sort of wanted to use more over the past few times I've used makeup. So yeah, really happy that I got those. Sad that I'm enjoying them so much because I'm probably going to want more. I think Sylvie needs to be like the Queen and have 2 birthdays a year. Just putting that out there. And then I also decided to get this. So this is the Lip Tint Hydrating Balm. This is in the shade Calendula. This is just like a sheer lip tint. So I'll just pop a little bit on, and that's what that looks like. So it's just a beautiful sort of orangey sort of shade, but it's not intense. So I've really been enjoying using this on days where I want colour, but I don't necessarily want it to be a block of colour. I do quite enjoy my orange lipstick that I've got. I've got a Suva Beauty one. Really love that shade. I just find that it can be a bit overpowering if you want to use it with certain eye looks. So something like this is just easier to manage. So I'm really, really glad that I got that. So let me just see if I can show you the shades of the blushers without digging too much into that B right now. So we've got this is the B shade, so you've got that on there. Come on, focus. There we go. And that's that one. Smitten shade, and that's the peach one, and that, oops, looks like that. So quite soft, not overpowering, but looks really pretty. I'm so in love with them. I'm really happy that I finally took the plunge and got them. So yeah, yeah, that is everything. It does seem like a lot, but that is 2 months worth of purchases. Yeah, it's still a lot. But overall, I'm actually quite happy with most of what I got. There's only really a few things that have sort of turned out to be a bit meh. That being the Fenty blusher, maybe the Becca highlighter, but I think that was just a timing issue more than anything else. A couple of things in the Kaleidos collection, like the Diamond Dasher and the Moon Cruiser highlighter. The eyeshadow palettes, they're something that excite me. They're something that I'm keen to play with and that I have been playing with, especially in the Kaleidos palettes case. So I think it might be a lot of stuff, but it's a lot of stuff that I'm happy to have. It's a lot of stuff that I'm happy to play with. You know, it's stuff that I'm going to get some enjoyment out of, and that really is the main thing for me with makeup. I don't use makeup because I need to. I use it because I want to, because it gives me that joy, it gives me that excitement. And the last couple of months getting some of these products, it's just sort of kept that spark of joy sort of going. So it's been a really good couple of months. Probably not going to be spending quite as much money over the next few months. Christmas coming up, my son's birthday coming up, advent calendars coming up. I'm probably going to put my money into those rather than sort of individual products. So the next couple of months might be a bit slow on the beauty purchases front, but we'll see how it goes. Never say never, especially in my case. So now it's over to you guys. Let me know what you think about the products that I bought. Maybe you've got some of them and you love them or hate them. Maybe you want some of them. Let me know what you guys bought over the last couple of months as well. Just leave any comments like that in the comment section down below. I'm always interested to hear other people's thoughts and opinions. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to hit that thumbs up button for me. It just helps to let me know that you're enjoying my content. So with all of that being said, I do hope everyone's okay and, you know, surviving at the moment. And I will see you all again in another video very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.